back. Good morning, everybody. It is just about 9:15 on August 21st, a Friday. We have a very exciting day. I hope everybody saw my SPY video where I pointed out the key support on the weekly chart. The 50-week moving average has not had the price close below it in 3 years and 8 months. So that it shows you how long the bullish market has been running and how important it is. If we close below that level, it's going to be certainly a bearish signal for the short to mid term, and we'll have to see how it plays out, but very significant regardless. And I just want to point out that my opinion today is going to be looking for a bounce. I'm going to be shopping, so to say, for these oversold plays. I'm looking at the 3 gap down patterns that are forming on SPY and some other tickers, and the contrarian in me, which comes from my main teacher, has me looking for the bounce as everybody is scared and selling. So it's fine if you don't agree with this opinion. By all means, caution is warranted today, and we'll follow it every minute and see how it plays out. So here's SPY. Major sell-off at the end of the day yesterday. Held after hours, held pre-market, and then the 100-day moving average resistance, when it got close, the price fell down and started creating new lows. Right now I want to zoom in to see how we're looking for the open, and we're seeing a little bit of bullish signs. We're going to come down and test this low here at 202.25 and try and set a higher low, and this 100 period moving average resistance is going to be the key to watch first thing in the morning. That level is 203.07. We will see if we can get over that. If we can, it might be the signs to a bullish start. What I am expecting is heavy selling first thing in the morning, within the first half hour or so, I would say. And then I expect support to be found and a bullish foothold to take place for the rest of the day. It might take until mid-morning or afternoon for that to happen, but that is what I'm expecting, and I will absolutely adjust my opinions once I see the information as it comes into me. So let's look at Netflix. Netflix had a very big sell-off yesterday, found support, and then a very big sell-off pre-market. So we're down at 106. These charts are going to have me all looking back at daily charts to look at key levels of support, just because so many are getting blasted through. This is also going to be a 3 gap down bullish reversal pattern for Netflix. It's a 4-day pattern. I posted a link up earlier that explains it a little bit better, but it's when you have 3 gap down opens in a row, and then the 5th day you have the confirmation of the bullish reversal with a green candlestick. So we are going to be watching 106.48, which is the 50-day moving average for Netflix. And below that we have a previous dip of 103.88. So keep those two in mind. 106.48 and 103.88 are the two upcoming supports for Netflix. Let's look at Google real quick. Google is also down pre-market, not as significantly as some of the other ones. We had a low of 642.90 yesterday, and we're at 642.40. So we're going to be watching, on all of these stocks, we're watching the 100 period moving average resistance on the 5-minute chart for signs of strength on a bullish reversal if we can get over those levels. The gap fill is 643.44, so we're already there. That has already been filled on the daily chart, and now support is down at 630, or we have the middle Bollinger Band at 642.18. So we are just above that, 642.18 middle Bollinger Band, and then 630. Let's pull up PCLN. Not much pre-market volume, but definitely down with the rest. Looking at the daily chart, we have support at 1240 from some previous price history. After 1240, we got the 50-day moving average down at 1210, and the 100-day moving average is down there as well. If it were to ever get that low, that would be some strong support, but that would require a pretty big move down. As of right now, we're watching 1240, currently at 1249. Let's look at Apple. We pointed out the Apple support at 110 yesterday, and that's where we're at, 110.55. Steady downtrend from after hours all the way through pre-market. we have the low of the dip so far was 109.63. So watch 110 psychological and 109.63. If we break 109.63, we're going to have to zoom the chart way out to look for support. So I will do that if we see that happen first thing in the morning here. So some of the other stocks that I'm watching, I want to point out our pattern watch list is SUNY. Down pre-market, we have the 200-day moving average at 12.14. Or 200-week moving average, that is. We bounced off it last week, and that's when we had our nice gains. We all played, well, not all, but a lot of us in the chat room played that one pretty well. And I would expect a close above that today by the end of the day. That's the contrarian in me, and we will see how it plays out. Also watching CSIQ, which is also oversold and also down pre-market. Solars are getting beat up pretty bad. But SUNE is a more sharp sell-off. SUNE was $32 5 weeks ago, and now it is $12. So definitely a big discount to where the price was stocked. I mean, where the stock was priced 5 weeks ago. Also watching SPY, as you know, today is going to be the third gap down, as I pointed out, and GoPro, which has had, today is going to be the fifth gap down in a row on GoPro. That is not a sustainable downtrend. Shorts have to cover, and bulls are going to come in and play the bounce. That's not to say it's, you know, it could just bounce up to $52 and then pull back more, but regardless, there will be a bounce at some point. We saw a bounce here off of 48 even, and we're now all the way up to 49, so that's a nice over 2% gain right there just in pre-market. So we're going to keep our eyes on that one as well. Disney, the $100 support break was definitely bearish. I'm glad Fear was playing this one because we can see the last half hour a pretty sharp sell-off. Looking at the daily chart for Disney, it looks like a beautiful short when it was up at 120. Man, it was overbought and then just fell off a cliff, lost 20% of its value in, well, just we'll say 15% of its value in a couple weeks. But on the daily chart, I have to zoom way out to see where any support is, so I'm just going to do it on the weekly. On the weekly chart for Disney, we are looking at support. We're below the 50-week moving average support of 193. And down here, I'm not seeing much support until 95.65 on the weekly. So that would be another $2 drop, but with it being this oversold, on the daily chart, RSI is at 24 right now, and with the open today, it's going to be down around 20, and that's definitely oversold. That's going to be a 3-gap down as well. So there's a lot of 3-gap down bullish reversal patterns in the market today. RYAM was looking nice pre-market, but just had a bit of selling. Not much pre-market activity. You want to see 650 support hold. It did get up to 674 this morning pre-market, but only 300 shares traded. So if you see 649 break, which was the low of the day yesterday, it would indicate to me that a $6 test of support is coming up. We are also going to look at BTU. The old penny stock. So we had yesterday a spike, a pullback, a higher low, lower high, higher low, lower high, higher low. That is the pattern, as you can see. Held the 100 period moving support, and pre-market it's looking like it's breaking out of that pattern, setting a higher high than this high that was at the end of the day yesterday. So that is a bullish start of the day. Definitely watch the 100 period moving average support at 174. Little stocks like this can generally shrug off the overall sentiment of the market. And to actually be honest, if we see a lot of money exiting big board stocks as we have been, we're going to be, the penny stock world might see an influx of money. Definitely something to keep an eye on, but money is definitely going to be shifting around. Commodities, we're seeing a little bit of a bounce. People shifting money into commodities. As money comes out of the stock market, it goes somewhere else. So it's either the penny stock, commodities. We'll be scanning to see unusual volume in certain places. BTU's 50-day moving average support is 166. Resistance was the high of the day yesterday at 202. We'll just call that psychological $2 resistance. So keep your eyes on those levels. Facebook, down big, we're at 88. 88 was support. It'll be resistance if we open below it. And after 88, I am looking at, we also have the 50-day moving average at 90.51, so that's going to be resistance. Looking at support after 88, we are looking at, let's call it 85.50, which is the support level found in late June and early July on that little pullback there on the daily chart. CRM. We got 5 minutes until the market opens here. Looking like SPY had another little sell-off. Let me pull it up. Yep, new low. I'm expecting a dump to start the day, a heavy dump first thing, and then for shorts to cover and bulls to step in. Not saying I won't be wrong, just saying that's what I think. That's my opinion. CRM has had 3 heavy selling days on the daily chart, and this morning we are looking at, wow, look at that, it's up, but it hit 200 period moving average resistance and is pulling back pretty hard right now. So from here on out, if you're looking at CRM, this is the resistance level you're going to be watching, and it's not going to be a very bullish move until we can get over that level and turn it into support. WBA, got 4 minutes left here. WBA 100-day moving average support on the daily chart is 88.23. This morning we are trading at 89.19, so watch 88.23 support. There's also a gap to fill at 86.65 on the daily chart. Not extremely oversold yet, so it could definitely come down and test that 100-day moving average support, 88.23. So SPY is dumping off as we head into the open here. And I am going to be really tempted to play some high risk weekly options that expire today, calls for SPY. So in fact, I'm going to get those up right now and be watching the 202 strikes. And we'll see where those open at. I'm going to pull the quote up and I'll be watching that. The harder it dumps off in this morning, the more likely it is for a bounce, in my opinion. Again, I'm taking a very contrarian approach here, and it's entirely possible that we are witnessing a major shift in markets, and we're going to see a bearish market for the next, who knows, 3 years. It could be, for all I know. I'm just going by my opinion and what I was taught, and I am certainly wrong plenty of times. As much as I'm right, I'm wrong a bunch as well. So that's where I'm coming from. Everyone, if you are playing anything bullish today, tight stop losses, make sure they're in. It is a very risky day to be playing anything bullish. That is without a doubt. So the bears are definitely going to be rewarded first thing this morning, and we will see when we can find a bullish foothold here. I personally expect a test of the 200-day moving average on SPY. I don't expect it to just dump right through it and then keep going down. I expect a bounce to hit that resistance, and it will probably pull back from that resistance level, but still need to see a bounce and see it tested. We got 1 minute here. I'll do Starbucks really quickly, but we're about to see the open. This is the last ticker I'm going to look at because I want to be looking at these options. Starbucks is at 54.58. Day moving average, or 50-day moving average support was 55.47. That is now resistance. We had a low of 54.95, Below that right now there's a gap at 54.58. So 54.58 is the first target. Support after that, I'm seeing 53.20. Those are some levels to watch. And I'm going to sign off. I appreciate you guys watching, and we will be covering this very closely in chat.